We all know someone right now in our life, or we have, who's not ethical, who's not a good person, who's winning. And you're like, I can't believe they're getting it, right? Why can't I? I'm a good person. I treat people well. I'm honest.
Most people's will to win is for sale. It's for sale.
Most people's will
is for sale.
To win is for sale.
They can be bought. I can't be bought.
The comfortable road will never lead you to the person you are destined to be.
Habit 1. Be proactive. The foundational habit of effectiveness is proactivity. Being proactive means taking responsibility for your own life. It is the recognition that your behavior is a decision you make, not something controlled by outside forces. It is acknowledging that being responsible is just that, response-able. The other end of the spectrum is reactivity, letting physical or social environments dictate your actions and choices. Reactive people depend on outside input to respond. Proactive people respond according to their carefully selected values. They are still affected by outside stimuli, but their responses are more effective. Take note of the language you use. Reactive language removes all responsibility, while proactive language acknowledges it. My boss makes me angry. Your boss is responsible for your emotional state. Or, I am angry right now. I chose to feel this way. Reactive language reinforces the idea that we are a product of our feelings, which are controlled by outside forces. Proactivity, on the other hand, places values above feelings. In order to be more proactive, imagine that everything you care about is in a circle called the circle of concern. We all have plenty of things that concern us. Problems at work, our health, our finances, the safety of our community and country. We have more control over some of these things than others. Separate out the issues you can control from those you can't. The new circle of things you can control is called the circle of influence. Reactive people focus on the larger circle of concern. They spend a lot of negative energy on things they can't control. Proactive people focus on their circle of influence. They spend positive energy on the things they can change or affect, and they accept that some things are out of their hands. Every problem you encounter falls within one of 3 levels of control. Direct, a problem with your own behavior. Indirect, a problem with someone else's behavior. And none, a reality or situation that you cannot change at all. Reactive people take little or no initiative to solve issues within their circle of concern, even when the problem is a direct or indirect one. They always find fault with someone or something else. But a proactive person responds to each type of problem like this. Direct, change your habits. Indirect, change your method of influence on the other person. None, accept that you cannot change things and have a positive attitude. The habit of proactivity is foundational to the other 6 habits of effective people. Unless you accept that you are response-able, you will never recognize your ability to change bad habits or instill positive ones. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. All things are created twice, whether by design or by default. Consider the example of building a house. The house is first created in the mind through planning and blueprints, and then it is created a second time in the physical sense. The same is true of how we live our lives. Everyone is living out their second creation, whether they spent time actively defining their goals or code of conduct or not. How we react to situations is always a product of our planning, or lack thereof. Habit 2 is all about making sure your first creation is chosen by design, not by default. This means proactively selecting your core values. The best way to clarify your core values is to begin with the end in mind. When you have reached the end of your life, what do you want to have been your highest priority? Only when you are clear on your values can you be sure that your paradigm, out of which your actions and behaviors flow, aligns with them. Think about it in terms of management and leadership. To live life to the fullest, you need both. Management is focused on the bottom line, how to get things done. Leadership is focused at the top. What do we want to get done in the first place? Without clear values, you may be managing your life wonderfully, but leading it terribly. Basically, you are accomplishing goals, but they're not the goals you have chosen for yourself, and they may not be making you happy or effective. Living an effective life has nothing to do with how much effort you expend, and everything to do with the direction you're headed. Your values determine your direction. Writing a personal mission statement is a fantastic way to begin with the end in mind. This statement should be the constitution of your life. All decisions and behaviors should be weighed against it, and, if found to be out of alignment, rejected. An effective mission statement addresses your character, who you want to be, and your contribution, what you want to do. This kind of statement solidifies you. When your values aren't clarified, changes in life can be overwhelming and cause emotional reactions. But a mission statement gives you an unchanging core, an anchor that allows you to weather any storm and withstand changes to your surroundings. Be sure to center these principles around values like honesty, humility, and human dignity. These values have proven time and again to add effectiveness to our lives. Habit 3. Put first things first. If Habit 1 is about taking responsibility as the creator of your own destiny, and Habit 2 is about how to shape the first creation, it is only logical that Habit 3 focuses on the second creation. Habit 3 is the continual decision to follow your values and practice self-management in order to become effective. It is the day-to-day exercise of independent will. Habits 1 and 2 are the leadership, and Habit 3 is the management. Just as self-awareness is the key to achieving the first two habits, recognizing and engaging your independent will is the key to achieving the third. Rather than acting on impulse, our independent wills allow us to have effective self-management. Choosing to do the things we may not necessarily want to do, but that fulfill our long-term goals and align with our values and mission statement. Effective people put first things first. They intentionally choose their values and put them above all else. Great self-managers are excellent at managing their time. To get through all the activities in your day, you must first focus on the urgent and the important tasks. Urgent matters require immediate attention, though they're not necessarily important to our overall core values. Important matters require proactivity. These are the things you must choose to do in order to reach your goals. They are often not urgent and require intention to complete. Most people get caught up in tasks that are, or at least seem, urgent, and leave their long-term goals by the wayside. The key is learning when to say no to non-important tasks and when to delegate urgent tasks to others. Delegation often takes more investment up front, but will save you a lot of time in the long run. For instance, it may be faster just to mow the lawn yourself today, but teaching your child to mow the lawn will save you time every week in the future. Spreading chores out among your family members means you all still have time to work on tasks and projects you've individually deemed important. Effective time management and proper delegation means everyone can stay focused on their long-term goals.